Man, this Penn State running back room is loaded for next season. Quinton Allen, Nick Singleton, they're headed to the NFL. Those two guys have been the starters for the last 4 years, and now it's time to pass on the torch. I'm going to give you the top 4 running backs for the Penn State room next year, and I think all of these guys will be on the field at some point. That's what's interesting to think about. The lead back, Cam Wallace, came back to Penn State. He's battled through some injuries, but he's an elite playmaker, and he's Penn State's best all-around running back. The speedback, James Peoples, my first time mentioning his name on the show. He's a brand new transfer straight from the Ohio State Buckeyes. 344 rush yards, 3 touchdowns this past season as the Buckeyes' third stringer. He had his best games at the end of the season against UCLA, against Rutgers, coming in garbage time when Ohio State needed him to get some reps and development. He has several years of eligibility back, and man, he's a pure athlete. He can hurdle guys. He can make plays out of the backfield in terms of a receiver. He's super fast. This is the kind of guy that I think could pay dividends for Penn State down the line. It's the exact piece that this room was missing, and adding him kind of completes this room because Penn State had some really good athletes in there, especially when you talk about a senior guy like Carson Hansen, they'll get to in a minute. But when you needed some speed and you need somebody who can hit home runs, James Peoples is exactly that. And he's somebody who I think fits this room perfectly, and I can't wait to see what he does at Penn State. He's the speed back in this Penn State lineup for next season. The receiving back, Quinton Martin Jr., 103 rush yards in the bowl win over Clemson. That was the only time he touched the field this season, but he was a player who looked really good in the blue-white game, and he was looking like he was going to get a lot more reps this year than he did. He's in line for some top-tier reps next season. He'll be squarely in that RB2 conversation. If an injury happens, Martin would be, in my opinion, the better all-around back behind Wallace. So I think if Wallace got hurt again, Martin would be my top guy to step up. It's one of those things where Martin has developed well as a backup, and now it's his time to shine as a starter in this Penn State room. When he came in, he knew Nick Singleton and Quinton Allen were really good. He knew he wasn't starting ahead of those guys, but those guys then came back for an extra year. Martin stuck around. Those guys are now gone to the NFL, and it's Martin's time to shine. And then the goal line back, Carson Hansen, 2-year starter at Iowa State, had 952 yards and 6 touchdowns this season. He leads this group in experience, but he isn't an every down back. That experience will be crucial, because he's a physical runner that gets upfield quickly, lacks vision and speed. I expect Hansen to be a leader for the younger guys, but just not get as many reps, maybe 50 to 60 carry range if he stays healthy. The key is that early in the season, and especially this offseason, the other guys, Peoples, Wallace, and Martin, they will need a connection with the coaches from Iowa State, Coach Mauser, Coach Campbell, the new running back coaches, Coach Huggins and Coach Croney. These are guys that they've been at Penn State, and Peoples, he's new as well, just like Hansen. But with Martin and Wallace, these are guys that have been at Penn State for several years. They know how things rolled with several different coaches, whether it was Coach Sider or Coach Franklin or whoever. These are guys who've been here, but things are changing. And so Hansen knows how Coach Campbell likes to roll. He knows how things were at Iowa State, and he's such an experienced player. This was several years in college for him. This will be his senior final year. So Carson Hansen can be that leader for this group despite not being the best back in the room, and I'm confident that he will be able to excel in that role. If Hansen can excel in a leadership role, I think this group is set for greatness. Because that's all they need. It's an extremely talented group. It's just young at the top. And if Martin or Wallace can break out, if Peoples can break out, you're basically looking for one of those guys to step up and be a true starter for this team. And if that's the case, this Penn State running back room isn't going to lose very much production, even with Singleton and Allen going to the league.